you hand it over to Natalia. Natalia, over to you.
Thanks, Ramit, for the presentation. Let me share my screen. Um, are you looking at it?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Thanks. Let me. Okay, this is me. I'm Natalia Salas, also known as Nati or Nat for Ramit. I'm finance consultant, Microsoft MVP, and natisalas.com is my blog where I share blogs are things that I want to communicate to everyone. The QR is my link, my LinkedIn, so please contact me wherever you need. And well, I'm Argentinian living in Madrid, so my English is super Latin. My accent is very Argentine, so please, if there is something that I don't say properly, something that you can't understand, please reach me out, write in the chat, feel free, I'm not going to get mad. The most important here is to have fun and see the agents. So when I was preparing this session, I was thinking, first of all, why do we need these agents? Because this is a very famous topic right now in our system, in our Microsoft Word. But I was thinking, why do we need them in finance? So I started by the beginning. What's F&O and how it works? So the most important to know is that we mostly never enter main accounts or transactions in the accounting directly with the main account when we need to aggregate balances or to the customers, vendors, to the taxes or bank accounts, and the rest, for example, for inventory or project. We only select the customers and the vendors or select the tax groups or tax item groups, and the magic is done in the posting profiles. So this means that sometimes if transactions are not properly posted or well, things happen and sometimes the system doesn't work properly or the bad shops are stopped by whatever reason, we can have differences in the balance of the selection, the modules, and the accounting. And this is very important. The people or the users or um, people that are working with vendors or customers or bank accounts needs to have the same information that the accountants or CFO see in the accounting. Everything needs to be the same. So for that reason, there are a lot of people exporting reporting services reports or trying to see if there are differences between the accounting and the subledger or the modules. And well, for that purpose, we have the account reconciliation agent. This is something that is going to help us every time we need, sooner than later, to find out the discrepancies or the mismatch by itself and suggest actions to take for this purpose. And another thing that it's very important, sometimes we need to compare balances. But now not only to compare balances between the modules or the subledgers with accounting, but also sometimes we need to compare balances between different modules, between different information. For example, budget against the reality, the accounting, or I don't know, budget projects, the budget of the projects against the budget of the accounting. So whenever reason we need to compare information in between different tables or between different modules or information, we have the finance reconciliation agent or ex copilot. So this is the two agents that we have now in preview. It's in preview, it's cooking, but it's working super well. We are going to see it just now in 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes to finish this part. So we have the account reconciliation agent that it's in the system, it's in F&O with a specialized workspace and an agent added. And we have the finance reconciliation agent that is in the finance agent in Excel. So we can work in the system to check the discrepancy between the accounting and the subledgers. And in Excel, we can work with the templates that we need. Both of them are assisted and autonomous. It's a system. The account reconciliation agent is a system because gives us kind of a solution of why this discrepancy happened. And the financial reconciliation agent is a system because while we work, gives us some keys of how to match the transaction. Well, as I said, the scope for the account reconciliation agent is a mismatch between the subledgers and the accounting, and in the finance reconciliation agent, well, the information that we need. We're working in Excel and workbooks. The capability for the accounting is to suggest specifications for exceptions, and in the financial reconciliation agent suggest reconciliation vectors. How can we match these transactions and why could happen these discrepancies with the transactions that we couldn't match? Something very important that I thought, or something that I thought it was very important to say was when you use one or another, the account reconciliation is ideal, is perfect for using it periodically, not only at the end of the period, not only at the end of the year. We can enter in the system whenever we need to check if if we are having discrepancies. And when we have high volume of transactions, and when we use multi-legacy or multi-company environments. And the financial reconciliation agent is perfect when we are working already in Excel and we need assistance on how we can match these templates. So let's see the first one. The account reconciliation agent, we have these recommended actions whenever when the agent or finds discrepancy. We can reverse the transaction, create journal entry. We can link transactions between the accounting and the module, and we can accept a discrepancy without any change. For example, something little sense, or something that, well, we know it's correct. That happens. So we can accept it and continue with our life. And the account reconciliation agent processes the exception types. The agent that is working while we are working, our assistant, processes these two differences when we have a voucher amount mismatch and when we have pending accounting transfer to general ledger. I think we don't have anything else, so let's go to the system. Sorry, I'm hearing some noise. I don't know if someone has the microphone activated. So we are in F&O. This is our new homepage. And the first thing we are going to see is that we have an activity. We have activities for these, for our agents. If we want to see how to set up these agents, We can click here, and in Edit, we are going to select when the agent needs to start checking the transactions, and in account reconciliation configuration, we are going to see that for these modules, accounts payable, accounts receivable, bank, and tax, we are going to check all these main accounts. In which companies? In all of these legal entities. So here we are going to set up the main accounts that we want to check. And here we have all the workspaces of our system. And if we select account reconciliation, we are going to access to the account reconciliation workspace where we see how our agent is working. First of all, we have a summary of the suggestions of the work. We have 5 open exceptions. We need to take care of these 5 transactions. We have 3 addressed exceptions. We did something with these 3 transactions. We accepted, we created a voucher, or we reversed the transactions, and we have these 21 transactions reconciled in total. Here, everything worked perfectly. The most important here is that when we access to this workspace, we are going to see the information of the period we are working. Now, we are in August in this case, but we can change it if we need it. And for which legal entities? These are all the legal entities that have posted transactions and were matched or not for this period. We are not seeing all the legal entities, just all the companies that has posted transactions. And we can select the model. Sorry, going to. I'm very thirsty. It's so hot in Madrid right now. So we can select all on deselect the modules. And now we can see all the modules. If I display, I can see the companies where has posted transactions and if the status was reconciled or not. An exception in red is something that we need to check. The accounting currency differences and the reporting currency difference. A snapshot is something that we are going to see in seconds. Is the information of the transactions. So, for example, let's see in accounts receivable. In this company, we have 2 exceptions to take care for the total of 900 and something. So, what's going on here? We have a transaction that is in the subledger, and this is probably an invoice posted but didn't travel to accounting. We can see the voucher. So we have the information of the detail here of the module, accounts receivable, but we don't have any information for the ledger. And what's the suggested action of the agent? The thing with the start is the agent talking to us. Document pending transfer to general ledger. Please use the ledger journal not yet transferred form for transferring the vouchers to general ledger. So if I show you in general ledger, periodic tax, you probably have seen this before. Ledger journal entries not yet transferred. Sorry, I'm in USML. I'm going to move to UC. So I'm in the same format. Now in UC, see all the free text invoice that didn't travel to the accounting in the period 3, 4, all of this. So we need to transfer all these transactions, and this is going to be mitigated. So the most important here is to check the reason why our agent is telling us to do this action. We can do other actions, but I'm not going to show you with this because it wouldn't be correct. So let's see, for example, in accounts payable, or we can go directly to mitigate exceptions and search. For example, if I want to see the differences in the company USMF, we have transactions that are in the ledger, in the module, but we don't have any sub-ledger. Sorry, we have it in the accounting, but we don't have it in the module. What could happen, for example, with this main account? We could see that probably there is a check missing here. So the people is posting transactions directly with the main account, but didn't select the vendor in this case. This is AP, a payment. So we don't have any recommendation because this is something that we need to check before. This is the bar USMF. From here, what we can do is, for example, reverse the transaction, create a journal entry, link the transaction. If there is something in the sub-ledger, but not in the ledger, we can say, okay, this matches with this one, and select the type, the link type, or accept it. I'm going to create a journal entry, reason comment, bad, posted. I don't know. I'm not very creative for these things. And now we can create the journal with the lines. So I don't know, I should check. This is in preview. I think that maybe could be a little more help here, but well, we are going to do it. No, I'm going to check the transaction in general ledger. How many minutes we are going to run of time? I'm looking for the voucher transaction, sorry. What we have to do now is to create this transaction in the voucher. I'm not going to do it because I'm running out of time, but now that we post everything, we are going to see that we have this mitigated. This is here. Over here, this is our transaction that was incorrect. Now we have reconciled transactions. Other thing, I'm going to move to the period 6. Other things that we can see is, for example, we have 10 exceptions here. We have the other agent is when we have voucher amount mismatch. So what's going on here? We have in the sub-ledger, in the accounts payable module, an amount of 112, and in the ledger, in our accounting, we have 212. So what happened here? Probably someone select the vendor and then select the main account and try to post something super incorrect. What does our agent says? The difference between the subledger and the ledger values is 100. This discrepancy is not within an environment specific limit. So we don't have the suggestion created by the agent is post an adjustment. So we should create a journal entry and reverse the amount in the accounting and select the vendor properly or reverse the transaction or something. Selecting the vendor and the accounting. But here, this amount mismatch is for, or this one, let me check. We only have 1 cent in this amount mismatch. So what the agent says, the maximum of the agent is 4 cents. So it's like the 80%. So the suggested action is Natalia, it's only 1 cent, 1 cent, accept without changes. So we are going to have this cent and the transaction is matched, reconciled now. Let me check. I don't know if it has to be run again, but well, we have everything electronic. Okay. The same for receivable, and with the bank, we have one exception. I posted the same case, except of selecting the bank account. I selected the main account directly from the accounting. So we have the same problem here. We have something in the accounting, but we don't have anything in the bank account. So here, the suggested action is a no. This is the first time that I do this. So we can reverse or create a journal entry. And the other thing that we can have in this workspace is the snapshot. Once that we cover all the mismatches, all the exceptions, once that we have everything perfect, we put on hold, never close, on hold the period, and we are going to see this link. If we click here, we are going to see this snapshot. So this is the information of the month, of all the transactions posted in the month. In this case, we only have taxes. This is reconciled. This was perfect. Nothing happened here. And we have here an exception addressed. We have 0 in the tax module and $1 in the ledger balance. So what happened here? And we can access to all the history of these decisions that we took. I did something super awful just to have examples, but I reversed the transaction, then I think I accepted without changes, then I reversed it again. So I did a lot of things just to have the history to show you, but once we work properly, we are going to see the link with what happened in this exception. So I think this is everything for the account reconciliation agent. Well, not all, there are a lot of things to do, but let me check one. I didn't show you what happens when you accept. We can do it now. I'm going to accept without change, just to show you how it works. And now we are going to, and it disappears from here. And once that the bad shop of this workspace runs again, we are going to see it in the reconciled transaction. So, well, this is everything for the account reconciliation agent. For the moment, I think more modules are going to be coming soon, but for now, this is how we are going to work. And the other agent for finance, let me open Excel. It's located in Excel. It's called the Financial Reconciliation Agent. When we download and we set it up, we are going to see that this agent is located in two different places. One in Outlook that it supports the collection processes, and the other one in Excel. That this is the one that we are going to use to automate the analysis of financial data. It's an add-in. And well, this is something that I need always to check. We need to, I have written a blog for how to set it, how to configure it, but we are going to need a SharePoint folder if we want this agent work autonomous. So I'm going to open a new book. Sorry for the Spanish. I'm going to translate everything. And we are going to see the add-in here. So I'm going to see everything with the preview sample data, but I have done a lot of tests. I try to break it a lot. It's working well, but for this purpose, for today, I'm going to use a sample data because it's easier to see it. So, for example, in this case, we have two different templates to check the budget for a trip. I think something went somewhere, and this is the budget here. Yes. And here we have the bank statement. This is the reality that we download from the bank. So things to check. We have, for example, a weekday, and we don't have it here. So we won't be able to use this column to match the transaction. Other thing that we have a category for the expenditure, but we have two columns here super similar for the same purpose. One is the category of the bank, and the other one seems like a description of something that you enter when you post a transaction. And the amount. This is in euros, and this is in Canadian dollar. So let's see what happens. The agent, when we select financial reconciliation, super important. They have to be in format table. If we don't have this in table format, this is not going to work. The agent doesn't find any information to match. So please take a look at this. And now we have the copilot suggestion with the vector and the columns or the information that we can use to match this transaction. For example, the date and the transaction date, the expenditure and the transaction expenditure category, and the two fields monetary. We can accept this, we can discard, or we can regenerate and say work a little bit harder because this is not fine for me. I'm going to accept it. And we also have modifiers. For example, we can say, well, between the case that the financials always know what happened, between the reality and the system, can there be a difference of 2 or 3 days? So we can change it and say, okay, I don't need the same day. We can have a difference of 2. Or for example, for monetary, well, give me 1 cent of difference. It's okay, 1 cent. We say that we don't mind in this company. So we can change the modifiers. We can add more modifiers. We can eliminate ones that we accept the recommendation from Copilot. So that's a good starting point. For the reference columns, we can add, for example, when we create the the result of Copilot, we can say, please add me the transaction description because I need to understand where is it is coming. We can add all the columns that we need in the table that is comparing the data with the result. In the parameters of the report, we can say, I need all the details. Everything that I can know, please let me know. And we can have hyperlink IDs. I really like this, but keep in mind that it can last more minutes working with this. Performance might be impacted, but I really like it. So reconcile the data, and this is the result. Now it's creating the insight with this is the report of the result. So we have the two unmatched transactions. These are the potentially matched transactions, and these are all the matched transactions. So if we select this one and select append summary to report, we can see all the information here. And we can download it in PDF. And my favorite thing in the world, this is the report of the summary of the reconciliation. That with these are just the totals, what happened here. 13 were matched, these were not matched potentially, but this is my best tool. Troubleshoot transactions. This is amazing. I'm going to select a cell and it's syncing. So this is the reconciliation ID 291, and the reconciliation ID of this column is 291 and 2. So what's saying that for this transaction of this total amount can be linked with these two. So Copilot didn't find a transaction with the same amount to match the transactions here in this place, but it's saying that for you can match this transaction with these two. This is a bus ticket, a train ticket, it's transportation. It's the same, but divided into different travels. So we can do the actions the suggestions of this agent is investigate the current differences because one is in dollar Canadians and the other one is in euros, and review the transaction description because that can have the tip for the unmatched transaction. So with the link that I told you that I liked, we can travel from one place to another, go and return from these different worksheets. We are now generating, okay, the summary again. So that's all. If we feel comfortable with these matching columns, we can save it as a template. The only thing that we have to do is to create a name and save it for later. And one more thing, we have a tip here. We can create an agent, another agent. So what is this agent going to do? Sorry, I don't know. Sorry, here. We are going to create an engine that works by itself alone, that doesn't need to be, we are not going to need to create the template, create the vectors and match the columns. I want to have an assistant that do everything by itself. So what we are going to need is to complete the URL of the SharePoint, the library, and the folder where this session needs to go to look for um, the Excel file that I have it here because it's very important. It has to be perfect and exactly like this because you will have a lot of errors. And we can select when this session needs to work with an event when this agent find two files in this folder or every certain time, uh, repeat every month, week, every day. And the recipients are the emails where we want to receive the result of these reports. So I'm going to cancel it because we're running out of time, but I'm going to show you that once that we create everything, we are going to have these folders. So I did the same example with the reconciliation data, with the sample data. And once I finish, except of canceling, I accepted it. And these folders were created automatically. So this is a source where we need to upload the file. All the process files are going to be here, where we can do an example now. And in the output, we are going to have the report, the Excel with the result. So I think we have, yes, we have time. Let's upload these files in the source and let it work. Meanwhile, I'm going to show you the result. Upload the two items. I don't see the refresh. So it's here. Now we need to let it work. Our assistant copilot is going to find out that there is files here and then move it work and move it to process and in the leave the result in the output. And we are going to receive an email. This is from yesterday with these same files saying that our reconciliation report is ready. And if we see the report is exactly the same that the report we saw before in Excel. So according to this report, zero set of transactions were matched perfectly. I did some changes. I wanted to break it and I did. So if we click on view report, we see the Excel file again. So we don't have to access to SharePoint. We only are, we can leave it work and receive an email and then see what happened here with the result. And the same for this. Once that we enable the edition, we can keep on working with the finalization. Let me check if we have process reconciliation. This is personal expenses, and we have the same information. It was already processed, so Let's see if we have the result. Okay, so we should have the email here. We received the email with the reconciliation report is ready. And it's the same. So I don't know if I spoke super quickly. I don't know if do you have any questions? These are these two agents. So I have been seeing chats. And playlist. Which security role is needed to be assigned to the user so the user is able to see the account reconciliation agent? Yeah. We can see it here. I don't see. Sorry, I can't find here. There are two security roles in the system, but one is specific for this purpose. I don't know how it's called. Let me look for it here. I'm here. Account reconciliation agent. I have system administrator, but it's needed this one also to have access. And you need access in Dataverse too. I don't remember now, but I don't know if Rami, do you have it in your YouTube video, or I can post it? I should write a
The
blog
question, what
later.
is the question on? What is the question, Natalia?
The security role in Dataverse.
Yeah, the account reconciliation agent. But the question which uh, I don't know how to pronounce this name. But the question is, do we need to have 10.44 version to see? That is an interesting question. I haven't realized because I am in 10.45, so I cannot just unnecessarily confirm that that
Yes,
this role is available on I mean in 10.44. So probably I can double check and confirm. It is
yes.
available on 10.45 for sure, but I need to check on 10.44.
This is 44. I
Oh, then it is available on 10.44
Yes.
only.
Okay. Juli, hi Juli. The snapshot will save all the transactions. Do you know if it's a story in another table or it's just a query? I'm worried about storage. I think it's only a query, but I can confirm with the team, with the product team.
Yeah, I agree.
You already answered. Sorry, Ramit.
No problem. I
Uh,
think we have some question. I have some hand raised. So someone has raised the hand and then lowered the hand.
we were talking about. Sorry, I was reading the question and you were already answered, Ramit.
No problem. No problem. You can answer. Even I have not
No,
confirmed.
it was the same. Yes. More
Yeah.
questions? I'm going to leave here my LinkedIn just in case.
All right. That I think that was a very informative session, uh, Natalia,
Super quick
and
because I
probably.
speak a lot. I was very worried for not having enough
Yeah.
time.
No, we have 13 minutes. I think this concept, I'd say, since this is not very formal session, but I'd say if you have any question or even curiosity, you can ask. But I understand this concept is very new. I mean, most of the people
Yes.
here are seeing the screens, like reconciliation agent, finance agent are very new. So probably they need to process in their mind what they have seen, and probably will come back once they have done some hands-on. But I guess the session was very good. Especially I like, you know, the finance agent. It's basically very much underrated. Not every organization is using it. but it has a good
Yes.
capability. Like it is a total automation. You build the rule, and you just build another rule with Power Automate Flow. You keep your files in the folder, and you don't need to do anything. It's just everything is done, and you get a reconciliation email with summary and with the report. That is a very good concept, I would say. I mean, I I will be very honest. I would say the functionality which Microsoft given, which is 100%, wow. I would say no, but people can utilize it in a different way. They can think that what they can do with this.
Yes. There are a lot of
Yeah.
things too. I'm very fan of the financial reconciliation agent in Excel. I always tell my user not to use Excel, use the system. You can use everything in the system, but now I think I'm going to start saying, let's go to Excel and check discrepancies there too.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you have any question? Okay, there are some questions.
Can we develop our own agents based on custom requirements? These agents cannot be, for now, these agents cannot be developed, uh, but you can create your own agent. But these two cannot be extended or touched.
Super.
You're welcome.
All right. If you don't have any question, then where to connect to Natalia. I have pasted. Okay, we have another question. I have pasted Natalia's profile also. You can follow her and uh, get your question solved once you have some questions. We have another question like, is the agent good enough to learn finance standard country wise?
That's a tricky question because yeah, I think it is. But we have seen. I'm from Latin America. Ramit is from India, so we know how tax work in these countries. In this, I think it can work and it can learn, but that's something that we need to test first. This is very potent, powerful tool, but I have the same question too. I'm very optimistic.
Okay, another question for me. Will you post on your YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, I will post these videos. I have pasted the playlist as well, so you can have a look. And then once it is published, you will get to know. Probably Sunday, because this weekend is a long weekend.
Oh,
I mean, in India and in some of the countries like Pakistan also has their national holidays. Today is their national holiday. Independence Day
really?
for
Today
Pakistan
is
is today.
national
Yeah,
holiday. Wow, I'm not
yeah,
here.
yeah. So today is their Independence Day in Pakistan, and tomorrow is our Independence Day in India. So, and then we have,
It's like the same.
yeah.
Do
So
you
yeah,
have parties there?
yeah.
Celebrations?
I mean, it's a very tricky question. The Independence Day is a dry. It's a it's a it's a dry day in India, so you can't actually do the party what you call party in Europe. Okay, so you can't have alcohol and other things during this
Okay,
Independence Day. That is a dry day. No one is able to sell. Okay, but
okay,
after Independence Day, we have Saturday, Sunday, so that will be a long weekend. Probably we'll be posting that recording on the weekend. So is the
good.
next question we have, is the intercompany reconciliation possible as well with the FNO agent?
Not now. You can use the financial reconciliation agent, the Excel, for this purpose. But I think that I saw in a video in YouTube while I was investigating the account reconciliation agent that this is coming soon. You can check the videos from Microsoft with the account reconciliation agent. I wrote down the next modules, but I don't have it there. I don't have them now, but I think it's planned and it's public, so we can. It's a public YouTube video. So
All right. Do you have any other question? We still have 7 minutes. If not, then we will give 7 minutes back to you and we will wrap up. If you have any question, then probably you can post or you can speak, you can ask questions. It's your session.
we are having fun here. Oh, thank you,
Super.
Christian.
Thank you. All right. I think we can wrap up, Natalia. All right.
Oh, hi,
Thank you.
Eugenia.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening. Have a nice day ahead. Happy weekend.
Have
Bye.
fun.
Have fun.
Bye bye.
Bye.